Ladies and gentlemen, we return to the action here inside MGM Grand in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the middleweight division. Our judges at ringside, Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca, and Chris Migliore. And the man in charge, Mike Ortega. Fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 154.8 pounds. Wearing red trunks with blue trim. He brings a record of 11 wins, no losses, 2 draws, 8 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Avon Park, Florida, Sanny Primetime Duversonne! Fighting out of the red corner, presented in association with MTK Global. He weighed in at 156 pounds, wearing white trunks with silver trim. He brings a perfect record of 8 wins, no defeats. 5 of those victories coming by way of knockout from Baltimore, Maryland, Lorenzo Truck Simpson!
A battle of 2 undefeateds here in Lorenzo Truck Simpson and Sanny Primetime Duversonne.
Okay, man, you know the rules. Want a good, clean fight? Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Good luck to both of you. Touch them up.
And what do they say in boxing, Chris, when you got 2 undefeated guys?
Somebody's O has to go.
And then I always put a little asterisk and say, unless it's a draw.
Yeah, but
I don't see that in this fight. And because I said that, it will be. No,
that doesn't sound as good.
No, it certainly doesn't. Christina Poncha, Chris Algieri here with you. Lorenzo Truck Simpson in the white trunks. Sanny Primetime Duversonne in the blue and red with Haiti across the back there. And Simpson out of Baltimore, Maryland, trains alongside WBA lightweight world champion Gervonta Tank Davis as he looks at Tank as a big brother, and he's been in Las Vegas the last 6 weeks training alongside Tank as he gets ready for his upcoming fight against Leo Santa Cruz.
Look for the right hook and the body work from Simpson. I'm very excited to see him fight tonight. For what I've watched on tape and read about him, you know, he's a tremendous talent.
Southpaw, as you see him with that lead right hand against the orthodox fighter in Duversonne. Duversonne is 30 years old, out of Avon Park, Florida. Avon Park, excuse me. Only been a professional boxer for about 2 years. I asked him why the late start, and he said, look, I loved boxing. I started boxing when I was 8 years old, but he's been in and out of trouble, in and out of jail for most of his adolescence and young adulthood. Finally getting his career and his life on track and really taking boxing seriously as he turned pro in 2017, late 2017.
He's going to need to keep his back off the ropes if he wants to be successful in this fight tonight. As soon as his back touched, or that back leg touched, Simpson unloaded upstairs and downstairs, landed a really nice right hook on the ear of Duversonne that looked like it might have bobbled him.
Truck Simpson has 5 knockouts in 8 professional fights. A spectacular first-round knockout in his last fight in July of 2020. It's his 3rd fight this year, so they've done a good job keeping him busy as he just signed with MTK Global recently. This is his first fight under the MTK Global management banner, but he has not signed to a promoter as of yet. He is a free agent in that regard.
Smart move.
Yeah, he said there's no rush for him.
Oh, good.
Nice
good change
combination.
Up there. Looked like he was going to the body, went upstairs, finished to the body after that. Really good. Beautiful, beautiful long right jab. I love how Truck mixes up, you know, the high guard defense, but then also changes levels, keeps his eyes open, will pull out just like that. Doesn't take unnecessary punches even on the gloves. Keep saying that level change. Notice that with Simpson. He'll go upstairs, downstairs. Even when he's not punching, he'll literally bend his knees, change his height and his levels. That's what I mean when I say change levels. Does that really well, which hides which punches are coming out. Good feint. And sharp.
round 2, scheduled for 8. Christina Poncher and Chris Algieri here with you. Lorenzo Truck Simpson off to a good start against Sunny Primetime Duversonne. Truck the southpaw in the white trunks.
Duversonne wants to be successful in this fight. He's got to do more of what he just was doing, just keeping his left foot outside the lead foot, using his long left jab. He's got an 80-inch reach. You can see his arms are very, very long, but he's not utilizing that height and reach advantage so far. Truck has done a good job of getting underneath the shots of Duversonne and getting to that body. When you fight a taller or longer man, you either want to be all the way in or all the way out. The corner was telling him to do that. They wanted him to fake low and go high.
Truck dedicating this fight and said for every fight for the rest of his professional career to his uncle, Baby Frank, who was like a father figure to him. He was shot and killed in Baltimore back in June 17th to be exact. And I mean, Lorenzo lost his father at 5 and now lost his uncle, who has been his father figure at only age 20. And he just said, Christina, that's just how it goes in Baltimore. You don't expect, you know, unfortunate as it is, to have loved ones around you for very long. And I kind of broke my heart to hear him say that. And just, you know, he put a tattoo of him on his chest that says he fights every fight from this point on is dedicated to Baby Frank. And crazy enough, but he fought just not even a month after that, back in July, his last fight, July 11th. And here he is again, looking to do nothing more than to make not only Baltimore proud, but his family proud as well.
Very classy and sad, but classy move nonetheless. Speaking of classy, Simpson kind of had Duversonne spun around on the ropes, had a chance to hit him. It would have been legal and didn't take it. I'm impressed by that. I'm not sure that I wouldn't do that. I'm not sure that I would do that. Good left hand right down the middle. Set up by the right jab. Oh,
and a good
beautiful
left hand to the body twice there from Simpson, as Duversonne gets him backed up, but then doesn't throw anything behind it.
You can see Duversonne, he's big. He's big for this weight class. When he's on the inside, you know, you can really see the difference. He's long. Oof, good jabs. But he's just having trouble finding Truck.
Let's go.
For a Truck, he's very elusive and very agile.
Liam Hanala coming up in our main event, and also still to come on the card before that, Elvis Rodriguez against Cameron Crail. That's coming up next. 8 rounds in the junior welterweight division. Should be a very good fight. A lot of buzz on Twitter about that one as well. A good test at this point for Elvis Rodriguez in his 10th professional fight to see what he's made of.
Yeah, anyone in the know, in the boxing world, knows that this is a step-up fight for Rodriguez. But it's one of those fights where it's like, all right, how good is this kid?
Sure.
This is going to let us know. Kind of a litmus test for the young Rodriguez.
Absolutely well said. As a left hand lands for Simpson there, and then a good combination finish with a body shot with the right hand.
Oh, that right hook to the body was nasty.
Ooh, back down to the body goes Simpson. Nice 2 right hooks around the guard.
Looks like Truck has made a point to really set down this round, let his hands go, look to do some real damage.
And Duversonne staying against the ropes isn't making it hard for him.
Duversonne not giving much back. Hasn't been punching back with Simpson. Mostly just kind of shelling up and taking the shots. But I'm not sure how long he's going to be able to take these big shots from Truck.
Duversonne is undefeated, 11-0-2 with 8 knockouts.
Get off his neck.
He has gotten knockouts in the last 4 of his fights, albeit against nobody with the record of Lorenzo Simpson. But still, you got to knock out the guys they put up against you if that's what you're in there to do, and that's what he's done. But Truck and his amateur pedigree, even though he has less professional fights, gives him the edge in this fight. As I mentioned, 182-3 as an amateur, 6-time national silver gloves champion.
Step back.
It's easy to see the difference in class of these two fighters.
Calvin Ford has him a special fighter here in Lorenzo Truck Simpson.
seeing Simpson fighting off his back foot a little bit, his back against the rope, spins out, goes back to the center, goes back to the body. Very consistent body work, which is what I've seen in tape. I'd like to see that in a young fighter. And only his 9th pro fight.
Nice good defense there as well with his back against the ropes.
Yeah, very clean defense. Whether he's using he uses his defense in all 3 ranges very well. Either using his feet to make him miss completely, using his upper body rhythm and shoulder movement and level changes in order not to get hit, or just having great hand position and catching on his gloves.
His Hall of Fame trainer, Freddie Roach. He's up next against veteran Cameron Creel. As we inch closer to our main event tonight, 12 rounds for the vacant WBO world title, Emmanuel Navarrete versus Ruben Villa. Christina Poncher and Chris Algieri here with you. Round 4 scheduled for 8. Likely a shutout at this point for Lorenzo Truck Simpson. See if he can pick up the activity level a little bit more in this round. Did some good body work in round 3. Fought well off the jab, maybe double up on that jab a little bit more here.
I would like to see him push forward and stay consistent. Like he started the last round very aggressive, throwing good body shots upstairs, downstairs, but kind of laid off and fought off his back foot for the rest of the round. I'd like to see him put some more sustained pressure on Duversonne and see if he can deal with it.
And what can Duversonne, in your opinion, Chris, do to kind of work him, get him around here in this fight?
More of what he's doing right now. He's controlling the center of the ring. He's trying to keep Simpson on the back of the ropes, and he's got to let his hands go more. I think he needs a punch from further away, let his hands go, be busier.
And we're talking about a 12-inch reach advantage for Duversonne, an 80-inch reach compared to 68 inches, and it hasn't been something we've talked about at all. You haven't seen it.
It's been completely nullified by the level changes, the speed, the angles, the upper body rhythm of Lorenzo Simpson. There we see it again. Shoulder rhythm, level changes, head movement. And I really like how Simpson is able to spin off, get back to the center of the ring, doesn't spend too much time on the ropes. And we haven't said much about it in this fight, but I do really like his trunks.
I almost led you there, Chris. I'm not gonna lie. I almost said something else I know you like in those white trunks.
I like them white trunks with the frills. I like that.
I know
Step
you
back,
do.
Step back.
They both look fly tonight, very much so, with their trunks. It's so funny. I was just gonna say.
Yeah, they hate that. Yeah, Duversonne's trunks are great too.
I
Red
like
and
it.
blue.
They both knew what time it was, you
Yeah.
know, or what time it is, fighting on ESPN here, getting an opportunity. Neither
Both
one of them
undefeated.
signed to a promoter, both undefeated.
Watch your foot. Don't go forward.
And with
watch your
Sonny
head
having the
coming
nickname Prime Time, a la Deion Sanders, look good, play good, get paid good. My
Yep.
husband would be proud of that right now, so you at least got to look the part. But looking the part and then actually executing it is two different things, and it's pretty much been a great execution by Lorenzo Truck Simpson. I'd be okay with a little bit more offense, like you said, Chris, starting off the round at a higher clip, at a higher pace, and then slowing down a little bit.
Just a little more
Towards the
consistent
end.
pressure.
Sure.
I heard jab and I heard pressure, and honestly, that is exactly what Duversonne needs to do. More pressure, more jabs, and he's coming out and he's doing it. So let's see if he can keep that and sustain it throughout the round.
Halfway through the scheduled 8 rounds. This is the first 8-rounder scheduled for both of these fighters. Truck has been 6 rounds twice in his professional career. Duversonne twice as well.
Duversonne doing half of what I said he needed to do. He's coming forward more, but he's just not throwing yet. I think he's having trouble with the range. Even though he's the taller, longer guy, I don't think he knows his own range against Simpson, who is such an evasive target.
Simpson doing a good job of making Duversonne mix. Just a slick southpaw. He's got that natural power. We talked about it. You can even see it in his frame. He's got those wide, broad shoulders. And still only 20 years old, although he looks more mature than that in his frame. We just saw a 20-year-old Rasheem Jefferson, and their frames, albeit a different weight class, yes, but very different.
Yeah, great point, great point. The maturity, the physical maturity is worlds apart. You can even see in the legs of Lorenzo Simpson. He's strong from head to toe.
Right. Let him out, let him out. Sit back, box.
And the feet coming together a little bit here. We haven't had to talk about that too much, but you know, oftentimes when you have that clash between that orthodox and a southpaw, they battle for that lead foot position, that outside foot position, excuse me. And you know, you see it there from Duversonne when he's actually able to get in and land a right hand when he gets that outside position. But Simpson's just been so good with his footwork too, getting out of the way of any harm.
Duversonne is well schooled. He does get his foot to the outside whenever he's on the offensive. You saw there Simpson actually step right on his foot, which is actually a tactic that a lot of times you can use against a southpaw or against an orthodox. If you're southpaw yourself, you just kind of pin that foot down. It guarantees that you have the power position there. I love that straight left hand to the pit of the stomach, which Simpson got away from the last 2 rounds. He was using that really well the first 3 rounds.
There's just one jab for Duversonne. There's another, but maybe try to keep him a little bit more at bay to land your right hand. That is his best punch, that straight right.
Down.
And there he lands it. And Simpson's hands touch the canvas.
4,
Their feet may have gotten tangled
5,
up, but it looks like right now
6,
that's going to stand as a
7,
knockdown.
8.
Right on cue.
Right as I said.
He landed. Let's go.
Difference, but nonetheless, I mean, if you're a fighter like Truck, who's as competitive as I think he is, or know him to be, you're upset because that's the first knockdown of your professional career.
Okay,
Even though he's going to say it's probably a slip. And
let's see what he does with it.
Yeah.
If you're that competitive and that bothers you that much, go out there and get the knockout. Show him that it was nothing.
And one way to make it not matter at all is to get that stoppage as he lands the left hand to the body. And Duversonne, in his 11 wins, 8 of those have been by knockout. I mentioned it earlier, his last 4 fights he's won by knockout.
I think we're getting into the territory with Duversonne where, like you just said, just throw the right hand. He did, and something good happened. I think he just needs to kind of go for broke, let his hands go, throw that right hand. Because this pace is not conducive for Duversonne to be winning rounds.
No.
Might as well make it a dogfight.
Don't spin him. Box.
And it was set up off the jab of Duversonne, something that I said he could use a little bit more with the reach advantage that he has, especially when he doubled it up and let the right hand go. You know, something good happened for him. Duversonne stalking, but again, not letting his hands go.
Again, he's having trouble with the range. I think he just needs, I think he's longer than he even believes he is, but, you know, Simpson will kind of find him, but he needs to let his hands go, Duversonne. Here, this is too much posturing. This is not gonna be good for Duversonne in order to, you know, win moments in these fights, these rounds. The punch output of Truck has gone dramatically down in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something when they go back and look at tape. You know, Truck will say, I should have been a little bit more busy. I should have let my hands go a little bit more when they go through this after he gets back from camp. He's going to go back right after this, he said, back to the gym in Vegas and keep working with Tank, getting him ready for that upcoming fight on Halloween against Leo Santa Cruz.
I think he could take a little bit from Tank and Tank's style.
Round 7, scheduled for 8. Christina Poncher and Chris Algieri here with you.
Watch your feet, guys, watch your feet.
Truck Simpson, 8-0 with 5 KOs. Likely ahead on the cards here against Sanny Primetime Duversonne out of Avon Park, Florida. Sanny 11-0-2 with 8 KOs.
Well, there was a credited knockdown in round number 5 for Duversonne.
Yes, there was it. There was a punch thrown at the same time as their feet kind of came together right after we got done talking about the issue with the footwork between Orthodox and Southpaw fighters. So could very well be a 10-9 round there in round 5 for Duversonne. And one of the things that Truck did tell me when I spoke with him yesterday was, I want to show that I'm not just all hype. I want to put on a show, but also show that all my amateur accolades, all the hype around me is for real. So whether or not he did that tonight, so far, that's not for me to judge. I'll leave that for everybody out there watching the fight. But he's definitely won the majority of these rounds tonight, albeit not as active as I thought I would see him in terms of his punch output.
I'm very impressed with what I see. I like his skill set. I like his ability. I like his punch variation. I like his offense and defense. I really like what he's doing, but it kind of leaves me yearning for more. I want to see more of what he can do. I think he can really put it all together. He's got all the tools. But, you know, this is another step. You know, he's fighting another undefeated guy. He's fighting a tall, long, physically strong guy. He's not an easy opponent by any means. And he's handling him very professionally, very, very cleanly at this point.
And I think sometimes it's hard because you have a guy coming in with such a solid amateur pedigree, an outstanding amateur pedigree at 182-3. And this is only his 9th professional fight. Sometimes it takes guys a little longer to transition. Sometimes it takes guys, you know, you expect them at a level of a Lomachenko or whatever with that many fights under your belt, or some of these guys coming over from Eastern Europe, but nonetheless.
But those guys do have 300, 400,
yeah,
500,
which is crazy.
Triple G,
I mean, 200's a lot.
200's a lot, especially for an American.
I was just going to say for an American especially. So learning each and every outing and getting better each and every time is the name of the game. And as I mentioned, Simpson, as we get through round 7 here, in control, but just leaving you wanting a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't speak much.
Let's go, Bucks.
All right, the 8th and final round for Lorenzo Truck Simpson taking on Sanny Primetime Duversonne. The first time either boxer's gone this deep in a fight in their professional careers. A knockout would do wonders for Lorenzo Simpson or Sanny Duversonne at this point, especially with all that's at stake and with where they're looking to go in their professional careers at this point, the platform and the opportunity that they've been given here tonight.
Yeah, both men, especially Simpson, really started looking great in the first couple rounds, and good exchanges, great body work, very beautiful offense defense. Last couple rounds, not as much action. You know, and it takes 2 to tango. So Duversonne, he could have been busier himself. He could have thrown more punches, and I thought maybe after that scoring the knockdown that he would have gotten a little more confidence to let his hands go, but not the case.
And sometimes guys use those moments as fuel, right? As momentum to take it up a notch. You see him like, okay, now I'm awake, or now you fired me up.
You could see in the face of Duversonne all night long, it never changed. He's been kind of the same steady state the whole way through. And yeah, not even the knockdown really charged him up. Good body work there on the inside. Good truck. That right hook. Good left hand down the middle, too.
Some body work there from Duversonne, and then right back comes Simpson, and finally a little back and forth action, but just a minute left in this fight. And
not a whole lot to save it for now at this point.
Yeah.
Under a minute to go.
Just like to see a little bit more here.
From both men.
Either way, yeah, either way.
Let's have a fight break out here.
Nice. Beautiful left hand there from Simpson. I mean, there's flashes of what's coming and what could be, and I'm still excited to continue to watch the career wherever Truck Simpson lands. And he's under a great management company with MTK Global and what they've been able to do, and recently signing Jamal Herring as well as a management company. So I'm sure they'll move Lorenzo Truck Simpson right along.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds here inside the MGM Grand, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Tim Cheatham and Max DeLuca have the bout 78-73. Chris Migliori has the bout 79-73. All in favor for your winner by unanimous decision, Lorenzo Truck Simpson.
Unanimous decision victory for Lorenzo Truck Simpson. He improves his record now to 9-0 with 5 KOs as he taps that chest. Rest in peace to baby Frank, who is, I'm sure, proud, as is his pops watching from above. He takes another win back to Baltimore. Congratulations to him. I will send it now to Joe Tessitore and the crew right after this break, who will take you through the rest of the show.